Hey everybody, I just got back from a trip to Italy and I thought that I would show you what I went away with in terms of pens and what I came back with, because I came back with some things too. First, the sad story. So whenever I travel, the one pen I take always is faceted matte Vanishing Point that I got from Mario at Toys from the Attic years ago. Always take it with me, and this is the trip that I lost it. It fits in a slot in my messenger bag that I use as a carry-on, and unless I find it in my laundry, it's gone. So that makes me very sad. It was just a great travel pen because it was a nice pen, a good writer, an interesting pen. Not a super expensive pen, though the faceted ones are a little bit harder to come by. But I find a retracting pen is great for the plane, great for doing crosswords and kinds of stuff that I like to do when I'm on a long flight, because I don't sleep. I don't sleep on long flights. I don't fly first class. If I had one of those cute little beds, I might sleep. But so I do crosswords and I read, and sometimes I watch a movie. So sad, lost that. But the choice of what pens to take on a trip is always one of the more fun parts of prepping for a trip for me. And this time, I knew that I would be visiting my favorite pen shop, Stilograph Corsani, and I wanted to take one of the pens, at least one of the pens that I got from him. I certainly wanted to take a Leonardo pen. So, but I didn't want to take my dearest or most expensive or irreplaceable pens. So what I opted for was, I had just gotten the Leonardo Supernova. So I took it, now it's not a cheap pen, but it's not a limited edition, so if something happened to it, I could replace it. But I always kept it in this, and then I always kept this in something I'm about to show you. So it was always quite secure. And then I carried my everyday user writer was this Leonardo Mosaico. Sorry, I'm still a little jet lagged, kind of sleepy. Mosaico Mango, and it's got a Mark Bacchus nib on it. Really great writer, a lot of fun. Again, it's not a limited edition, so if something happened to it, I could replace it. The Bacchus nib is special, but even that could really be replaced. This one I almost lost. I was at, I nearly all, okay, so I got, all right. I am not a super nervous traveler, but there are certain things that I am anxious about. And one thing I'm never anxious about is theft. But this time, because I have two friends who were pickpocketed in Rome, one of whom it was like a big burly football player friend of mine, just out of high school. And I knew that I'd be in a lot of heavy touristed areas. I was a little worried about that. So I wanted to have some kind of jacket that I could wear all the time that would have an interior zippered pocket. And oddly, that was very hard to find. So I ended up getting one of these crazy Scott vests. You know them? But they're like spy vests where they've got all these secret pockets and stuff. Which actually, it was lightweight. It worked great for me, but it meant that I could keep my pen in a zippered pocket all the time, along with my wallet, both on interior pockets, and my phone also in a zippered pocket. So that worked out okay. And then the final pen that I brought along was this Montegrappa City Series, which is an exclusive to Corsani. Great pen, steel nib. So the only gold nib pen I brought was the Supernova. but all of them wonderful writers and really enjoyable pens and all Italian. So, and all of that was good. And then just before the trip, I bought myself a new notebook cover because of course, yeah, I don't have enough A5 notebooks. And this one, so sometimes I like these kind of wraparound types. Sometimes I find them too bulky, but this time I went for one that had this wraparound, got my name on it, and I went for this untanned leather. Thought I'd see what I liked about that. And I got it on Etsy from a shop called Joy Token. I've purchased from them before. They usually get things done super quick. I think they make quality materials at a good price. And they were doing this special where you could do a customizable deal. So this is what I did. So I got the like I say, the wraparound tie-up one. And then on the interior, on one side is a zipper. In the middle is this pocket that I never really did much with, but it has a slot behind so that you can insert your notebook for lefty or righty. Slot back there. So the way I ended up setting it up is I had this map of Rome, which I did not use one single time. And I put that, now of course I'm not going to be able to do it. Yeah, okay. And that fit just right in this back slot, like that, all right? Notebook, and then my iPad mini slid in the middle, like that, and then I kept my Supernova in this zippered pocket. So it was a little bit bulky, but you know, it held everything I needed in ways that I found quite secure. And so that was a really good purchase on my part, as it turned out. We're already up to 7 minutes. Oh my Lord. Okay, so that was the prep. And it all worked out great, except for, sadly, losing my faceted vanishing point, which I've had for many years and has gone on every trip with me and always come back securely. So that's sad. That's very sad. But good news, I came back with some things. So it turned out my hotel was just a few steps away from Stilo Fetti. I went in there and I ended up not buying anything, but it was great to look at the shop and to see their two History of Rome Leonardos in person. They've got these special editions, doing one a year. And so that was cool. And I thought that they were sold out of the first one, the Romolo. But while they're sold out of the initial edition, they now have a Grande version. I haven't seen it on the website, but it was it had a gold nib and it was a Grande, and so it was more than I wanted to spend. But that's haunting me a little bit that I didn't pick that up, because it really is a pretty terrific pen. So it's nice to see that shop. And then Novelli was not too far away either. So I went to Novelli a couple of times, and I didn't see Marco, and I ended up not buying a pen there, but I wanted to get something from Novelli, so I got a pipe. Yeah, I got a pipe. Okay, I don't smoke. In fact, I'm incredibly allergic to cigarette smoke, and that was a problem on this trip. I got a pipe. You know, I thought every once in a while I could just sit here with it between my teeth. Would look kind of cool. Might even light it up and let it burn, because I do like the scent of tobacco. Yeah. Look, crazy tourist expenditure, but it was kind of fun picking out the pipe and talking about pipes and all that kind of stuff. So that was probably a dumb thing, but a fun thing. And since I was not really in the market for a pen from Novelli, I wanted to buy something because they're great sellers and I've purchased from them several times before. And then there was Corsani. So my entry to Rome was not great, you know, various transportation, hotel issues. And I'd intended to go to Stilograph Corsani the next day or day after, but I just wanted to see Stefano. And so I went over to the shop that afternoon in my travel sweaty self, and Patrizia and Stefano were so lovely. It was great to see the shop. We talked for a while, and I ended up at that point getting a couple of very, very nice pens. One, so I really like this material from Leonardo, and this was a pen that, you know, I could have, it's not a special edition, I could have gotten it any time, but I picked up that one of the new Momento Magicos. Happy about that. Got a stub nib on it. Usually I'm a fine, extra fine gal, but I've been enjoying stubs lately, so thought I'd do that for something different. And then one I was not really intending to get. I was intending actually to buy an Aurora because I don't have any Auroras, and it's kind of crazy being fond of Italian pens and not having an Aurora, but I tried them. They were beautiful, they were great, but nothing just struck me the way this special edition of Montegrappa for Corsani did. In this, I think they call it turtle celluloid, I don't know, but of course it's got the matching section, as Corsani also always does with their special editions. I haven't inked it yet. I didn't want to ink it while I was there and, you know, have it leak or lose it. I just I kept it in one of my super secret pockets of my spy vest. What, isn't that gorgeous? Such a beautiful, beautiful pen. It did mean that some other things that I had thought I would get while I was there, I couldn't. You know, travel costs more than you think it will. No matter how much you budget, figure it's going to be another $1,000. So I had to be a little bit conservative. But then on my last day, I went back, had dinner with Stefano and his wife and a friend. A wonderful, wonderful time. And I just had to get this Montegrappa Mia. I think the Mia is just a super pen. I love how it feels. I love how they write. And these materials that they use are really, really fun. They're acrylics, they're not celluloids, but they're really beautiful. And this is an edition that I believe is only available in Europe, maybe even only in Italy. The Flame, I think it's called. So 3 pens and a pipe and a hat. I like hats. I look stupid in them, but I like hats. This one I don't look so bad in. About the hat. A friend had said to me, you need to get one of those big floppy hats before you, when you get there. And he was making fun of me. So I got a big floppy straw hat, and it turned out it was a lifesaver, because I spent a day in Pompeii. It was incredibly hot, 6.5 hours in the sun. If I hadn't had that hat on, I think I would have melted. So that turned out to be a really good thing, but it's not really my style. So then these were for sale all over Rome, cheap, you know, tourist trap stuff. But I thought it was kind of cute, and it still provided a little bit of the shade without being utterly ridiculous. So I ended up getting this and wearing it all over the place. It was a great trip. It was a great trip for many reasons. Saw things that I've dreamed about seeing all my life. St. Peter's Basilica was unbelievable. Hot tip. Absolutely buy one of those skip the line tickets and take a tour, and go very early in the morning, because it's super crowded nearly all the time. I got there at 7 a.m. and the square was empty, and it was extraordinary. So that was it's a brief overview of pens and my trip to Italy. Got a lot more to say about Italy and Rome. But it was a great trip, and it was a good pen trip, except for losing one. Take care.